everybody, how are you all doing? I do hope that you are well. My name is Harriet and this is the very first video that I'm uploading right here on this channel. Welcome to this community that I want to start. I want this place to be happy and positive and fun. I thought what better way for me to introduce myself to you than do a facts about me video, because every channel needs one at some point in their time, don't they? And you guys currently know nothing about me. At the end of this video I want you guys to write down below 25, not 25, that's way too many, 5 facts about yourself that you would like to tell me, just so we can all get to know each other and start a conversation going. And if you are also decided that you like this video, once you've watched it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to me, please subscribe so that I can start this channel growing into a wonderful place. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first fact I have about myself is that I am a Pisces. If anybody else is a Pisces, let me know down in the comments. I believe that the description of a Pisces and who I am as a person is basically the same thing. If you cut me down in half or something and you looked at my core, you would find Pisces right there. Everything that a Pisces stands for, I believe that's who I am as a person. I'm very emotional, very caring, very daydreamy, that kind of thing, very creative. You know, it takes a lot to get things out of me with my emotions and things like that. I'm very guarded about that kind of thing. Once I open up to you, then you're my best pal for life. Okay, I grew up in Southwest Wales. I have lived there all of my life pretty much, other than right now, which is where I kind of reside when I'm not working at my job, which is overseas. It's a very small little area of the world. People don't often know where Wales is, but we are in existence. We're not in England, we are a country next to England, and it's very beautiful here. Where I live anyway is beautiful. There's a lot of beaches, coastline, nature. It's a very nice place to grow up. And I'll tell you what other place I live in the next fact, which is I have worked for Disney Cruise Line for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in June. So that's where I work and that's where I live when I'm not living with my parents in Wales. So I kind of see myself as being half in Wales some of the time for about 6 to 12 weeks of the year, and then the rest of the time I spend kind of floating along in the middle of the ocean and in the Caribbean occasionally and the Bahamas. But yeah, I love working for Disney Cruise Line. I'm a youth activities counsellor and it's really, really fun. Let's see. I have never had a pet. I know, it's very sad. I kind of ended up with a fish that was my uncle's, that he gave to my nan and granddad at one point when he moved to England, and then they moved away from us, so they were like, I don't want to take a fish with me, so they gave us fish. So then we ended up with goldfish, but I never knew their names. I think it was Patty and Selma, like from The Simpsons. However, I'm almost 90% sure they weren't even female, they were male. But other than that, we've never had pets. But it's fine. It's just because both my parents worked. I was at school half of the time, so nobody would have been at home to look after them. I am bilingual! Yes! I can speak 2 languages fluently. One of them obviously is English. The other one is Welsh, because yes, Wales does have its own language, contrary to popular belief, or the belief that it's a kind of made up weird language that people just make up as they go along, as my dad always says. But no, we do have our own language, and I do speak that language fluently, and I have done since I was 4. So that's 20 years of my life speaking Welsh. Although I don't speak it very often now. Nobody around me really speaks it. But when I do try very hard to try and use it to the same level I've always done. But it's not always easy when you forget simple words like cow, like I did the other day. I'm an only child! It's just me. It's always been nice to have just me and my parents become very close and have a really close bond, and we've always been sort of like a team, the 3 of us. But growing up I always wanted a sibling. I wanted either an older brother or an older sister, or both. I'm very appreciative of the childhood that I did have with just me and my parents, so either way, I had a very happy childhood, so it doesn't matter to me. Ooh, my dream holiday destination has always been Italy. I don't know why, I guess it's probably because I love Italian food, But yeah, I've always loved the idea of Italy. I'd love to do like a road trip in like a blue camper van, a VW camper van one day. And hopefully I can do that at some point in my life, because that would be a big tick off my bucket list if that was something that I could do. I keep scrolling way too far and I keep losing where I am. This one's funny. I don't know if anybody else does this kind of thing. They probably do. But I categorize my DVDs. They're in a thing that's just to the left of me here. And they're in genre categories. So I have like a musicals section, I have a Disney section, I have dystopian kind of reality section, I have rom-coms, I have kids movies, I have Star Wars, that kind of thing. I don't know why, it's just something I've always done, although looking at it now it's probably not the best way to organise them, because when I want to watch a specific DVD I have to be like, where is it amongst this pile of DVDs? So when I was younger I would mostly be shopping for either books or jewellery or stationery. I was never really a kid that loved shopping for clothes or shoes. I loved places like Accessorize, I loved Paper Chase, and any kind of bookstore like Waterstones or W.H. Smith. I'd spend so much money on jewellery and books, and stationery I definitely didn't need, but I bought anyway. My favourite animal is giraffes. You might be able to see, probably not actually, there's giraffes up top, on top of my bookshelf. And I also, oh yeah, if I panned that way slightly, there would be a 4-foot giraffe stuffed animal in my room. Yes, my mum got it for me one year for my birthday and I still have it. I never named it though, but it's just chilling. I'm good at accents and impressions. I guess it comes from trying to copy my dad and his family's accent. They've got a very prominent accent from the UK. They're Geordie. So I always wanted to try and copy them when I was younger. And I guess it just stemmed from there. Watching TV shows as well, like American TV shows and Australian things and different accents around the UK. But I've always loved doing accents, and then I'm quite good at doing impressions. More notable ones in the past have been SpongeBob, more specifically his laugh, and Stitch. I always used to do those when I was younger. I don't know why, and I've kind of grown to do more of them as I've got older. So maybe one day that will be featured in a video. That would be pretty cool. Remember when the accent video tag was a thing? Maybe I'll bring that back, who knows. I have been to 23 concerts for the 24 years of my life. I'm trying to get to a point where I have been to a concert every year of my life, and that would have happened this year had I still been going to see Niall Horan in November, but his tour's being cancelled, so that's not happening anymore. But yeah, I love going to concerts and seeing live shows and bands and artists I love live, just because I think it's really nice. It's a community kind of thing for me, being surrounded by like-minded people who love the music and are just there for a good time. But yeah, I've been to 23 concerts. It's quite a lot of concerts. A lot of them are for the same artists. Like I've been to see One Direction 5 times, but it's fine. It's still a great time and I still love going to them. And I will continue going to them for a very long time. This one's a really weird one, and I'd use this one a lot as a fact for when I was working in the tween space in on the Disney Fantasy. We do a thing called Meet Your Counsellors and How Well Do You Know Your Counsellors, which is basically where you do a slideshow explaining some facts about the people that work in the edge space, which is the tween 11 to 14-year-old space. Because it's a very small team, there's only 4 or 5 of you. So it's nice for the kids to actually get to know you, so I would use this fact all the time. The kids would get very confused. And the fact is, I once dislocated my finger, it was this one, but I dislocated it waving goodbye to somebody on a school bus. Don't ask. But basically, they were outside. I was waving to them through the window. And I hit it on the side of the seat, which is actually metal. So that hurt a lot, and I didn't realise for like 3 days that it was actually dislocated. And then I think this happened on the Monday, and on the Wednesday I was getting it put back into place under anaesthetic. Good times. That was a weird week of my life. I can sing heads, shoulders, knees and toes in Japanese. I used to be able to do it in French and Spanish too, so that would have made 4 languages. 5. but now I can only do it in Welsh, English and Japanese. I've been to Disneyland Paris 6 times! Yes, I have. I love Disney parks. At some point in time, I'd love to be able to go to every single Disney park around the world that they have, and every resort too, so, like Aulani in Hawaii, but for now, I've only been to Disney World and Disneyland Paris, and, yeah, Disneyland Paris has been the closest park to where we live in the UK. Obviously, it's right there in France, so it's the one that I go to all the time when I can, and I love it there a lot. I know it's not as acclaimed and loved as some of the other parks around the world, but it's my home park and I love it. It gives me so many happy memories, and it's definitely one of my happy places. I have a degree in psychology. I loved doing my degree, I love psychology, and I love learning about the mind and different people, and maybe at some point in time I'd love to be able to expand my career further in psychology. Like, I'd love to be able to do a master's degree or do something with developmental psychology or childhood development or something, I don't know yet. But right now I am working for Disney Cruise Line, so that is what we're going to go with. Speaking of Disney, I would love to be able to voice a Disney princess at some point in time. I know I'm not an actress, but I'd love to be a voice actress and voice one of the new Disney princesses that may come out in the future. Maybe a Welsh princess, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's such a cool job to be like, hey, you see that Disney movie? That's me. My favourite place to be, living where I live, is the beach. You will always find me at my happiest when I'm at the beach, other than Disneyland Paris, obviously. I used to go there all the time when I was younger in the summer when we had nice weather, and we'd go and spend a day at the beach. We'd like bring a picnic and we'd play games, and I'd go swimming in the water, and then I'd go rock pooling. It's just, I just love it so much, and especially growing up where I did, I was so lucky that there were so many beaches available to me. Like, any direction you go from my house, you'll find yourself at a beach. And if I ever moved away from somewhere with a beach, I'd be very sad that I couldn't access it as easily, especially if I lived in a city, but it's okay. Yeah, I just love the beach so much. I have a lot of happy memories. Although, not a very happy memory was when I was on holiday when I was 10 with my parents in Ibiza. We were swimming in the water, in the sea, and I got stung by a jellyfish, and I started a craze that day because 2 other people got stung the same day as me. After I got stung on the back of my leg, and it hurt a lot. Although it didn't hurt as much as somebody that day also got stung right here on their forehead. But no, that hurt a lot, and I would not want to go through getting stung by a jellyfish ever again. Like, that was not a good time for me. Not long after that holiday, when I was 10, I think it was a couple days later, after we came home, on the 24th of August, I was one of 3 other people, other than my parents obviously, that were at my parents' wedding. So my parents were together 11 years before they got married, and then they got married when I was 10 years old. So I was there. I was a bridesmaid slash ring bearer slash flower girl slash anything else that you can be in a wedding aside from the bride and groom. My parents actually got married in secret. We have such big families that it would have just been crazy having a big wedding. So they decided to just elope, I guess, and get married in secret and only have me and 2 other people there, and it was really sweet. It was a lovely day. We had great weather, and it was nice to be part of something so special as your parents getting married. Like, it was so cool. My favourite Disney movie is Hercules. I love Disney a lot, and there is a lot. I struggle with picking favourites. And I do have categories of favourite Disney movies, but if somebody were to ask me what my one favourite movie was, I'm probably going to always say Hercules. Or Tangled. It depends on my mood that day, but mostly I would say Hercules. I just love the storyline, I love the characters, I love the humour, I love Hades, he's like the best villain ever. I love the music, I love that it's like gospel, really upbeat songs, and Go the Distance is definitely one of my favourite Disney songs ever. I don't know what it is about Hercules, it's just so underrated, and yes, there's some historical and mythological things that are incorrect about the movie, but I don't care because it's great. it makes me very happy, and whenever I can put it on at work, because we have Disney movies on demand for the kids to watch in our spaces, I'm like, put Hercules on, or Tangled. Or now that we have High School Musical 2, I put High School Musical 2 on a lot because High School Musical 2 is also a favourite of mine. Okay, as well as being stung by a jellyfish, when I was 1, I got a scar that has been there pretty much as long as I've been alive. Like, I've not had it for 1 year of my life, and then it's been there for the rest of the time. It's on my right hand. It's very small. It happened just after my first birthday, actually, and yeah, it involves a glass bowl, which somehow I ended up pulling onto myself, and it cut my hand. But yeah, it's just weird because I've never known life without this scar. Like, it's been there for pretty much all of my life. But this one's pretty cool because it's been here for as long as I've been around, pretty much. Okay, my last few facts are very fun. They're about where I live. I actually live in the town where, if you've seen the movie Me Before You, which is based on the novel by, I think, is it Jojo Moyes? But the town that is featured in that movie, where Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin and the guy who plays Neville Longbottom filmed, is actually the town that I live in. So that's pretty cool, because if people ask, hey, where do you live? I can be like, hey, watch Me Before You. Also, if ever you've seen anything to do with Jack Whitehall and Bad Education, they filmed a movie. That movie is all based in Cornwall, but they couldn't find a castle they liked for one of the fight scenes that they have near the end of the movie. So they ended up filming it in my town, so that was pretty cool. We had Jack Whitehall here at one point. Unfortunately, through all of this time, I was at uni, so I could never be involved in any of the extra work or helping with the crew or anything like that when it was being filmed, which was kind of annoying, but it was fine. Like, I get to say that they filmed it in my town, which was pretty cool. Okay, another thing that's pretty cool about where I live, like I said, is the beaches. However, there's one beach in particular. It's called Freshwater West. It's not too far from where I live. They filmed a lot of movies down there, and one of them in particular is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Yes, you heard me correctly. Harry Potter used a filming location where I live, and it involves a very specific scene on a beach with Dobby the house elf. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, that beach, when you watch that movie next time, is where I live. So think about that and think of me. And the last fact I have for you is Star Wars related. Now, if you guys like Star Wars, then this is probably very exciting. I only learned this a few years ago, and now that I know it, I tell everybody it because it's super cool. So you know the Millennium Falcon? That original Millennium Falcon that is used in the episode 4, 5, and 6 movies that they used in Pinewood Studios was actually built where I live. Yes, crazy, right? That something so huge and so amazing and so epic was built where I live. So that's a really cool thing to end on. And yeah, that is 25 facts about me. So, like I said at the start of the video, if you liked hearing any of the facts I said about myself, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to learn more about me. If you would like to let me know in the comments anything about you guys that you want to tell me, please let me know. And yeah, I will see you next time in the next video.